Instantly felt myself like the heat just rising from my feet all the way through my face because
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's the end of the.
Good morning, YouTube. How y'all doing? It is, I don't even know what time it is, honestly. I don't know what time it is. It is 4:57 a.m. I am supposed to meet a girlfriend of mine at 6:30 to go hiking. And I woke up at 3:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. And I know that if I do go back to sleep, it's a wrap. I'm not gonna go. And when I tell y'all I need to be able to hike today because I got so much on my mind, and hiking, any type of physical activity like that normally will clear it up. I ain't gonna say clear it up, but give me a break from the stress and the madness. It's just that I don't even know where to begin. Sometimes I actually feel very funny talking into a camera, but I realize that this is very therapeutic for me. Let me just go on and get into it. So, y'all know that, I was diagnosed with cancer in June. Okay, I went through surgery, finally had surgery in September, had a lumpectomy with breast reduction and lift, which was great. I was gonna get my boobs done eventually anyway. The insurance paid for everything, which is great. My issue is, oh, I also have my grandson. I got my son and his little family living here. He just had a baby, him and his girlfriend. And then I inherited my mother. So, in the midst of dealing with all of my own personal things, and that ain't even half of it, I got other things that I need to address and deal with personally that I need to fix so that I can move forward with my life. My love life ain't nothing. It is what it is what I'm gonna say. So I have a lot of internal issues that I'm dealing with. The one that is bothering me today is my relationship with my mother. It's not contentious. It's not like we argue, fuss, and fight. I just feel there is such a difference made on how she treats me versus how she treats my sister. She's very indifferent to me. She calls me for help. She lives with me, you know, but her favorite couldn't be bothered to have her over her house, right? When my sister comes over here and helps out the once or twice a week that she makes it, I'm not gonna lie on her. Not this video ain't about lies. She come over at least twice a week out of 7 days. She might come over and make her lunch, put her to bed and all that kind of stuff twice a week. But the 90% of the work is on me. It's a thankless job. She's very indifferent to me. I need help with this or that. I spend money on her every day. Took her to get her nails done. Cost me $200 to get her my nails done. This is the second time that I've paid this amount of money. No thank you, no none of that. My sister walks in, she's a star. And it's always been like that my whole life. My whole life. And I have been so freaking triggered since my mom has been staying with me. Remembering, falling into a state of depression almost because I'm remembering what my childhood was like. Sometimes you're able to bury that stuff and put it down at the bottom, it's just in the back of your memory somewhere. But there's been a couple of things that she's done since she's been here that reminded me of just how second class I have been to her. First being, she's talking to my auntie. And, when I first got her, she was malnutritioned. She was just shaky, she just wasn't there. She needed help. So that's me, those sleepless nights, feeding her 3 meals a day. I'm cooking, snacks, shopping, trying to take her to the doctor, getting her Social Security changed, getting her medical situation, making her a dentist appointment. She's come over here teethless. Her insurance don't cover it, so I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and pay for these. That can potentially cost me about $3,000. Okay, we'll get you some teeth in your mouth. All the things that a child is supposed to do for their elderly parent. All the while asking for more equal assistance from my sister, which she has every excuse in the world about why she can't have mama at least once a week overnight so that I can have a full 24 hours to myself. Anyway, I was talking about her indifference. She's talking to my Aunt Bunny. Um, I might beep out my auntie's name, but he's talking to my aunt, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I ain't doing nothing over here but eating and getting big as Tonya." And I said, so I just happened to walk in the room, and I said, "Mama, so you consider I'm big?" And she said, "Yeah, big and wide." This is what she is considering big and wide. Am I thick? Yes. Am I skinny? No. But to her, I'm big and wide. And this is something she used to do to me because I've always struggled with my weight my whole life. I remember the ice cream truck was coming. I had to be like 9 or 10 years old. And I said, "Mom, can I get an ice cream from the ice cream truck?" It was either the ice cream truck was coming or we had ice cream in the freezer. And I asked for it. And she told me I didn't need no ice cream because I'm already fat enough. Who tells a kid that? So that was the start. I'm realizing as an adult that was the start of my self-esteem issues. Because if your mom doesn't feel that you're beautiful or have any value like that, you begin to believe that. Like, because that saying, only a mother can love. I didn't feel loved at all. I felt tolerated. And that's a big difference. It reminds me of my ninth grade graduation and my sister's supposed 12th grade graduation were on the same day. She didn't even graduate high school. She walked the stage, but she didn't graduate. Right? And nobody showed up in my graduation because hers, quote unquote, was more important. That's her senior graduation. I had two parents at the time. One could have came to mine, one could have went to hers. Nobody came. No, I'm tripping. Somebody had to come because I know my mom didn't come. Where is that picture at? I have, matter of fact, girl, y'all finna laugh. It's so funny that I say that. I'm gonna show y'all. This is my ninth grade graduation picture. Ninth grade graduation, and I want to say my dad took this. Maybe he came at the end, but I know my mother didn't show up at all. This is my ninth grade graduation picture. And that was also when I realized that I was always going to be a second class citizen when it came next to my sister. They have coddled her, babied her whole life. And now she struggles just getting day-to-day shit done. Just, you go to her house, it's unorganized, and this is not a bashing. This is my truth. This is me venting. So what brought all this on was, first of all, me and my sister have been arguing a lot since Mom has been here. We have been arguing and arguing and arguing. Well, not arguing, but debating. She feels she's doing enough. I feel she's not doing enough. Because she'll come over during the day, but the time that I was having issues with Mom is at night. Mom gets up in the middle of the night. She calls me. She's calling me at 1 a.m. It's just, it's a lot on me for all the things that I already got going on. I went back to work this past week. So in between work, I'm making her lunch. I got to make her lunch before breakfast, trying to fit in, working out. It's just a lot. So what happened yesterday was my sister says things and she'll say, I don't give a F. I'm going to call it like it is and say what I want to say and blah, blah, blah. But she don't want to reap the consequences of what she says. When she says something, regardless if it hurts your feelings, and if you listen, you back a cat into a corner, they're going to come out scratching your ass. And she does that all the time, and then she plays the victim. So we're in the room with my mom. I'm telling her what her son is saying. She didn't call. Okay, let me back this up. So she calls the son, maybe the son's girlfriend, living girlfriend of maybe 6-7 years by now. And my nephew has kids by another lady. That is he doing what he's supposed to do by them? No. But you can't blame the new lady for that. That's his fault. Those are his kids. They existed before she did. So I can't make a man that I'm dealing with go see his kids, but it's not a man that I would deal with. If a man was shunning his minor children and not doing right by them, that wouldn't be a man that I would be dating at all. So that being said, this woman cannot make him do right by those kids. My sister calls her up and said, are you the reason why my son is not seeing his kids? The girl was so hurt, and my son hasn't said my nephew hasn't said anything because he is trying to be respectful of his mom, as he should. So they have a child together, him and this new woman. And the baby's been sick, throwing up, for days or whatever. So they've already taken him to emergency. And then, emergency's telling them like it's just a virus, going to let it pass. But this is her only child. She's the baby like 3 or 4, but basically she's still a new mom. She's concerned. She wants to take him back to the doctor, which sometimes that's what it calls for. Go back to the doctor. Doctors don't know everything. So he calls his mother, who's raised 4 children, and asks what he should be doing. And she tells him, go ahead and get a baby Pedialyte and do this and that. Now, if my battery cuts out, y'all, I'm going to have to come back in once it's charged because it looks like it's going to go out. But anyway, so she tells him to do all that. So he does that, but the baby's still throwing up. He calls her again. She happens to be over my house last night. And he was wrong for saying this, but she told him, how did it go? Something like, he said, we're going to go back to the hospital. And she said, just wait overnight. The doctor, you just went yesterday. The doctor told you to wait overnight. So he's like, Ashley want to go. She tell him to get some balls and stop listening to Ashley. Okay. Alright, guys. Earlier today, my camera cut out. So I wanted to go ahead and finish our little story time or my little rant or whatever before I go off to bed. It is now 6:13 in the evening. I've had a long day. I tried to take a nap, but that doesn't work. I'm going to go ahead and take these lashes off. Um, anyway, so finishing the story up, they say, hey, I want to take the baby back to the emergency. She says, you need to get some balls and stop listening to your girl, basically. So my nephew tells her, we're going to take him back to the doctor. You're not a nurse. Which was wrong. So you don't call somebody and ask them for their advice, and then when they give it to you, now it's like, oh, you're not a nurse, so I'm not going to listen to you. So I did tell him, like, you was in the wrong for saying that. But after hearing, his conversation, oh, mom never listens. She's one-sided. She says stuff and then she gets mad when you react to what she says, which is all true. I'm going through it because even with the situation with mom, I've decided I'm not going to ask her to help no more because it was just stressing me out. She's living her best life and I'm over here trying to figure out how to fit everything in. So I just said, you said yes when everybody else said no. A girlfriend helped me understand that. So whatever comes with that, that's your business, right? It's nobody else's business but yours, even if even if she's their blood too. Meaning my two brothers and my sister. At the end of the day, I'm the one that said yes. I don't want her on the street, so she can come and stay with me. So I got to deal with it. That's neither here nor there. So, I was just agreeing with him and everything. And by this time, she done hung up on him, don't want to hear from him, all this kind of stuff. This is all why she's over here. Like I said, I got to reiterate, I have said I was not going to take up any of our past grievances in regards to her lack of help and assistance with my mother. I just have decided to just let that go and just move on. So anyway, so my nephew decided that he wants to speak to me. Okay, you could talk to me. He's telling me all this kind of stuff. So after I hang up with him, I told him that I would talk to her and see if I can talk some sense into her, which I don't even know why I said that because she don't listen to me. The moment you start talking, you can get two words in, and I don't know if you know anybody like this, you won't be able to complete the whole sentence because A, they think they know more than you. They don't care about your opinion. And like she always says, she don't give a F because that's just who she is. And she expects you to accept that. One thing that I cannot tolerate from here going forward is accepting someone's bad behavior because they've always had bad behavior. They expect you because they're keeping it real and you too sensitive or whatever the case may be that you're not supposed to react to bad behavior. How they make you feel, would they say something and now you are the cause of them saying something. They playing the victim about why you have the audacity to be mad at some BS that they've strewn out their mouth, the garbage that's come out of their mouth, the hot garbage that's come out of their mouth, and you supposed to just sit there and take it. I'm no longer accepting that from anybody. So anyway, I go up there and I'm trying to have a reasonable conversation, two sisters, because I would like to think that if my children came to me or to her and said something about me that they were unhappy with, that she would try to sit me down as my sister and say, hey sis, this is what's going on. Maybe you should look at it this way. She don't want to hear it. My niece was in there. Well, go ahead and say it, auntie. We need to do it. And I know I'm rambling, but it does all tie together. So we go into mom's room. Her, my niece, myself, and my mother are in there. I'm telling her everything that she's doing wrong. Like she cannot speak on this man's relationship because she puts him in a bad situation where he has to defend his mother to his woman and she has to defend his woman to his mother. You know, and it's unfair, especially when it's none of your business how they run in their household. So she goes into a tangent. Everybody's never on my side. The whole crying shit that she's done for her whole life and gotten away with it. If she ever runs across this, it's like, this is the truth. I love her. I would die for my sister. All of that. But the truth is the truth, and enough is the fuck enough, okay? She crying. I look over, my mom's crying now. My mom literally has been here 30 days. My mom literally has not been in my life since I've been about 11 or 12 years old. So she doesn't know all the things that I have personally gone through with raising my older sister. You go back to some of my older videos, you will see how I've complained in the past about my sister. I don't know how many. I think I have at least one video where it's ridiculous the amount of coddling and pampering that she gets without earning it. In her mind, everybody's against her, but everybody's like, her reasoning is just off. So now I'm looking at my mom cry because she's saying that we're ganging up on her when we're simply telling her the truth and trying to make her hear it. There's a difference between hearing and listening. So sometimes she'll pretend like she hear, but she damn sure don't be listening because her behavior never changes, ever. Okay? So she's doing this. I'm leaving now. No, I don't want to. My mom's crying. I'm like, Mom, what are you crying for? Because y'all ganging up on her. Nobody need to gang up on her. I instantly felt myself like the heat just rising from my feet all the way through my face, because my thing is, I am literally, and that was why I laid out everything in the beginning, all the shit I'm going through, that I got the nerve, and which is my dumbass fault, to take you on, and then you sitting here, you defending somebody who doesn't need to be defended, that it's all a game in my head. Maybe not in her head, but in my head, it's like you always the victim, but you always cause shit, you don't do shit, you sit up here and you do the very minimal just to get by. You got a 2-bedroom, and I say, Mom don't have to live with you, but can you please, like, on one of those nights, clean your room, let Mom sleep in the bed for one night, you sleep on the couch for one night, 2 nights a week, so that I can refresh my energy to be prepared to deal with her for the rest of the week, because she's a lot. She's crying because my sister's upset. My sister runs out the door like the drama queen that she is, and normally it would move me when anybody's crying, but it didn't even move me. And then I go off. I'm like, you know what? I'm going through cancer. I'm taking you on. I got a whole new family of 3 that ain't paying me shit. I got my grandson that I had to take full custody of, and then you got the nerve to be defending this woman who has absolutely no responsibility and hardly ever has her whole damn life. You're defending her. But don't nobody give a shit about how I feel. And I walk out the room, I slam the door. I come in my bedroom and I say, you know, it's one thing that I tell my children too. All that cussing and stuff, when you're trying to get across a message to me, you're an adult, so you have a right to disagree with me. You have a right to talk to me. But I don't want to be disrespected. And I felt I disrespected my mother by cussing, by talking loud to my sister, all that stuff. So I go into the room and I say, Mom, I'm sorry if you felt disrespected. I'm sorry for arguing. I don't ever want to disrespect you. She gives me one of these looks. Hand me my pajamas. Okay, which one you want? One with the top on it. Okay, so, you know, my mom can barely, like, stand and all this. She needs a lot of assistance. So she's struggling to get her pajamas on. I'm like, do you need help? No. I'll get them on eventually. Okay. So Miss Drama Queen calms down. She comes in. Mom still don't have her pajamas all the way on. She's struggling on the bed. Because mind you, she just told me she don't need no assistance. Sister walks in. What are you doing, Mom? I'm putting my pajamas on. You okay, Trey? When I walk back in and apologize, she'll ask me, am I okay? She don't apologize for me feeling a certain way. But She immediately want to know where her golden child is at. She comes in. Yeah, you need help with your pajamas, Mom? Yeah. I was done. You hear me? I was finished. I'm like, how do you be in somebody's house and treat them indifferent? Treat them like they don't matter when I'm cooking 3 meals a day. I'm washing your ass. I'm like changing diapers, cleaning up throw up when you sick, doing your laundry. Like I'm shopping for the foods that you like. Like, how do you do that to somebody that comes over here like to pretend like she's all caring 1 or 2 a day? She don't even show up at the time she says she gonna show up. She show up hours and hours later. But she's the golden child, and then you're not even concerned that I might be upset too. Then today, to top it all off, she's crying. And I'm like, Mom, what are you crying about? I need you to call Tracy on the phone for me. Well, I'm right here. What do you need Tracy for? I just need Tracy. I said, before I knew it, y'all, I had got real disrespect when I said, you need to go live with Tracy. Called Tracy. I said, I'm going to drop your mama off to you. Because they got this relationship that no matter what I do, it's not going to come in between that. I'm always going to feel less than. I'm all going to feel like me breaking a sweat, me sleepless nights, getting up, making sure she's okay, me making sure she have her medicine and all that kind of stuff. I'm always going to feel like I'm not good enough. So if I'm going to feel like that, I don't have to feel like that in my home. Whatever relationship they got that's so tight, I feel like they should do that together and allow me to deal with the things that I need to deal with in my home. This is an unnecessary stress. I've been I have been thinking about it all day. I need to meditate on it. I need to pray about it. I need to ask God what direction to take. But I know this is not something, the feeling that I have, I need counseling because it's bringing up too many bad memories from me when I was a child and how I felt less than and unwanted and, like I said, tolerated. Feel like she's just indifferent to me. She told me many years ago that she recognized that she treats us different because my sister needs her. Don't you ever freaking do a kid like that. I don't care how strong a kid is. I don't care what type of strength that they display. Every child needs to feel loved by their parent. Don't use me. Right now in my own home, I feel like an in-home health provider. I feel like I'm hired to provide her meals and take care of her. I don't feel like somebody's child. And I don't want to feel like that. And I don't want to feel angry with her. I don't want to feel resentful, but I literally have had to stay away from her all day. I made her, when I got back from hiking today, I made her a cup of coffee and her breakfast. I've brought it up to her room. I've done my own thing. I made her lunch. I had my son bring that to her for dinner just now. I made dinner. I'm about to go and make sure she get her pajamas on. Then I'm just going to go about my business, and I've been debating about having the conversation with her. I feel whether she says anything or not that I need to attempt to be heard. Because this is going to fester and grow and grow and grow, and I don't want that. I always feel like God is looking at me. I always feel like God would want me to do right by my elderly parent. But my thing is, with my dad passed away 2 years ago. I got stuck doing the probate. I'm still dealing with probate. My sister does nothing but reap the benefits. She might, let me take that back. She puts in when she feel like it. I don't, but I don't have the choice to do that. I don't have the choice to say I'm not dealing with this shit. I got too much going on. My family continues to load shit on my shoulders. But it's my fault because I keep on saying, okay. Anyway, that's enough for my vent today. I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I'm debating. It's real early, and she haven't had a bath yet, so I'm thinking I may not go to bed with this so heavy on my mind because it's been on my mind for 24 hours now. So I feel like even if she doesn't respond, even if she yells or screams, that I need to say something. Anyway, I'll keep y'all posted. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Tanya's World. I'm out.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up.